Hi, this is Sundan Jekho, founder and CEO of Success Gyan. I welcome you to one more episode of Success Talks with Suren. This is episode number 14. As you all know, Success Talks started when the lockdown started. I sat with the team and told, what can we do to inspire our community? Collectively, we said we want to inspire 1 crore people. That is how Success Talks started. Till date, we have done 13 episodes. We had Brian Tracy, we had Jack Canfield, Blair Singer, Dr. John D. Martini, my spiritual guru Sri M, Siddharth Rajshekar, Raju Talreja. As of today morning, 20 lakh plus people have seen Success Talks. So I want to thank each one of you for coming and getting inspired and also sharing this in your social media handles to inspire your community of friends and family. Whom do we have today? I have a phenomenal human being whom I met first time in 2014. He traveled with T. Havekar to do the first ever Millionaire Mind Intensive in Chennai. I've been tracking him. He's a great friend now. Every year he comes minimum 5 times to India to do Millionaire Mind Intensive. What people don't know, he's done multiple business, sold business and become profitable. He also was awarded the #1 business coach in UK. He's built multiple businesses. He's the most sought out of trained for Millionaire Mind. What do you mean by that? A lot of countries which does MMI, and he's the most sought out lead trainer. Till date, he's trained more than 1 lakh people across 30 countries. Can you believe that? 1 lakh plus people across 30 countries. He shared stage with Robert Kiyosaki, T. Havekar, Les Brown, you name it, he's already shared stage with that. More than that, he's a phenomenal human being. Mac Attram, welcome to Success Talks with Suren. It's a great honor and pleasure to have you. Your opening remarks.
Thank you, Suren. My goodness, to interact, to educate, to inspire, and the work you have done, the rooms that you put me into and say, Mac, do something. And every time it's been a pleasure. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for partnering with you and being with you to inspire so many people in India. Thank you.
Thank you, Mac, because we only have 16 minutes. I'm going to really dive in fast because we just have 16 minutes together. And if you guys are all ready to get started, I want you guys to type, I'm ready in the chat box. Mac, the first one to start with. Today, people are at lockdown. There's a lot of restlessness, helplessness with people. They have no clue what is going to happen because their life is not there in their control. What is a piece of advice you want to give to people who are in such situations?
Okay, so we need to understand, thanks for that question, by the way, the lockdown has changed life as we know it for lots of people. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, it would have affected you one way or another. And one thing that's always stuck with me, and I've always used anytime I have an adversity like that, and also I've been saying to my clients is this: through all my studies of failure and success, one thing always stood out to me, that those who succeed have what I call the mind of a champion. They think, wow, this is tough. How can I overcome this? And they find a way, because the key, so when they ask themselves the question, okay, I didn't create this situation. It's not my fault, but what can I do? So asking the question, what can I do about this, is a very empowering thing to ask, rather than I'm stuck, there's nothing I can do. Now that's very disempowering. That falls into paralysis. And so one thing, so my clients have been saying to them, okay, what can you do? And they've made decisions based on what they can do, not what they can't do. So that's one key thing I'm going to say. Take responsibility and say, in terms of responsibility, in my hands, although I didn't affect this thing, I didn't create this thing, what can I do? And then go and do that and see what happens.
Thank you, Mac. Okay, guys, take responsibility and switch your mind to ask the question, what can I do? That kind of changes the whole paradigm. Mac, I know you, we have a lot of conversation. I know you're from a very, very humble background, but today you're a sought after world-class trainer. Can you share with us key defining moments which shaped your life?
Thank you. Key defining moments that change. I've had a pretty rough upbringing. I mean, so I think all of it has been, I've had a lot of adversity from childhood, from, growing up in, coming from Ghana and then coming to the UK, didn't speak much English. I remember people chasing me to beat me up because I was the wrong color. I took up martial arts just to defend myself so that I could actually survive through school and going home. So I've had all those challenges, and I've somehow found a way to overcome. Teachers at school told me that I wouldn't amount to much. I would be a failure. That's what my teachers told me. And I had a choice. I could have believed that, but for some reason, I think because of my parents and the way they were and the way they pushed me, I always found another way. All the way to become, in many years ago, I found myself in debt, over $100,000 in debt, which for me was disastrous because at that time, my wife was pregnant with our second child. I was hardly at home. I was working hard to get my business working. So the defining moment is, I think it goes back to, in hindsight, I can use this language now, which says, where is my responsibility in this? And every time I've said, it's my responsibility, I've always found a way somehow. Not that it's my fault. When people are chasing me to beat me up because I've been bullied, it's not my fault. But what can I do? And I've always taken that notion. I've always encouraged my clients to do the same. Say, okay, what can I do? So from adversity, the thing that's always shaped my life is, I know that now, and I didn't know that then, is to think like a champion and take responsibility. Because the moment I take responsibility, something happens. Rather than doing nothing, it leads me away or the right way. So that's, I think, one of my tricks for dealing with adversity.
Okay. Mac, I know that 2014 is the first time you came to India.
Yes.
And after that, as I told in the introduction, you've been coming every single year 4 to 5 times. You're the most sought out lead trainer for T. Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensive. Till date, for people watching in, 21 Millionaire Mind Intensives we have done in India. Almost everyone Mac has done. If you guys have come to MMI, I want you guys to type that you've come to MMI so that people know. And please tell me how MMI was by the time I asked this question. Mac, let us know, how did the journey with T. Harv Eker started?
Okay, thank you. Good question. Again, how did it start? It was 2004. Let me go back to a place where I'm in a situation where I'm broke. My business is not going too well. I'm hardly at home. I'm working really hard. My health is suffering, deteriorating. And I remember driving home from my office one day, and 5 minutes from my home, I stopped my car and I was holding the driving wheel, going through this breakdown, really looking at my life and thinking I'm a failure. And that's the language I was using. Failure. It was such a failure. And sitting there thinking, how did I create this situation where I'm totally broke? My wife looks like she's going to leave me. I'm never at home. And in that moment, it was a moment. And that moment, I don't know what happened, but something came in my mind that says, okay, how does successful people do life? How do wealthy people create that? That came into my mind. And I came out of this thing and I went on a journey of self-discovery. I started going to events like yours, Suren, where I was absorbing, oh, these are success principles. I had no idea, because I had an MBA, master's degree in business. I thought I knew everything. Ego. And that ego was holding me back. And so the moment I made that decision that I want to change my life, I came across all these programs, and one of them was T. Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensive. And I attended that program in Los Angeles, and that weekend changed my whole life. So not only did it change my life, I actually started for the first time implementing all the things I was learning. And within 18 months, less than 2 years, things started to change. I was able to fix my failing business and sell it. And then I started focusing on other businesses and real estate. And in 2009, T. Harv Eker came to the UK for the very first time. And I went over, by that time, I'm ready. I've fixed my broke situation. I'm already financially free. I'm already a millionaire, but I went just to serve, just to help. Okay. And through our good friends, Richard and Veronica Tan, they introduced me to T. Harv Eker, who was my teacher, but he doesn't know me, I know him. And through Richard and Veronica Tan, I started working, Harv asked me to come on stage to do some stuff with him. And then I started traveling around the world with him, just serving. Yeah. So just serving. And that's how it came about. And in 2014, I think it was a chance decision. Someone else was supposed to come, right?
Yeah.
And because I prepared and I studied his stuff, Harv said, you know all my stuff. I said, yes, I've been studying you. So, and it was just synchronicity that is November 2014, I remember. And then I was asked along to go and teach this thing by Michelle and the team. And because I'd prepared, it was seamless.
Yeah.
And that's how that came about.
Yeah. I remember, Mac, because I think Doug Nelson was supposed to come to Chennai for the MMI with Steve Harviker. His visa, he couldn't get through his visa. Then we found that you already have a visa to India. Then we called you. And that was the first time you came in. The magic was phenomenal when you came on Chennai stage. Nobody knew that was your first time. It was like pure magic. And I want to thank you for doing that, because as I told you, thousands of people have come to Millionaire Mind Intensives, and the way what you've done has really inspired, opened people's mind, and no longer they see money the way they used to say. Okay, my quick question is going to be with MMI. In Millionaire Mind Intensive, we talk a lot about money blueprint, that everybody's got a money blueprint, and that kind of runs their life. Can you share with the audience, what is this money blueprint, and is it possible to reprogram the money blueprint?
Good question, Suren. Thank you. Good question. The money blueprint is a key component of T. Harv Eker's Millionaire Mind Intensive. And basically what it says is we all have ingrained within our subconscious mind a money blueprint. And we are set, our money blueprint is set for wealth, being wealthy, being broke and poor, or living a life of mediocrity financially. Financial success, financial mediocrity, or financial failure. And so what that is, if you imagine the money blueprint as a thermostat in the room, air, climate, thermostat. Imagine in that room, the thermostat is set for 21 degrees Celsius. Now, if there are windows there and it's a very, very hot day and somebody opens all the windows, what the thermostat is going to kick in and, if it's a hot day, it's going to get hot in the room.
Yep.
Once someone says it's too hot, they close all the windows. The thermostat's job is to click in and regulate the room back to 21 degrees Celsius. Say counterwise, if it's cold outside, and the thermostat will always kick in, regulate the room back. That's what it's designed to do. And fortunately or unfortunately, all of us have this money thermostat ingrained in our own subconscious. And someone can lose all their money and make all that money back and more. Many people have done that. And some people can make money and never ever see and utilize it and lose it all within 5 years. Why? It's because it's this money blueprint, which is in the subconscious, which is running us. And for some people, it's ruining us. Now, the fortunate thing, the good thing, Suren, as you know, is this. You can fix that situation. And that's what a Millionaire Mind Intensive is all about. Because when you come along to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, MMI, we make a conscious decision to work with you on that. So you can fix that. So now you can have a life of financial success, not failure, not mediocrity, a life of financial success. But that is exactly what happened to me in 2004 when everything changed. My mind opened, my eyes opened. I thought, Harv Eker, you are a genius.
Yep.
You are a genius.
He is a genius. The way he's designed the 3-day program is mind-blowing. And more than 20,000 people in India have gone through this. And thank you, Mac, for doing that magic, actually. Let me drill on the question a little more. There is a money blueprint for every person. Can you share with the audience, how is that actually created? Because we know we talk about modeling, seeing people. Can you just share how people create their money blueprint subconsciously?
Well, here's the thing. What happens is this. And here's the big distinction. Your financial success or your financial mediocrity or your financial failure was not created by you. And when I say to people, think about this. You growing up as a child, what did you experience? What did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear your parents say? What did teachers say? All these things are a conditioning. So we've all been programmed in a certain way by media, by temples, by places of worship, whatever. This conditioning, some people, because it's so deeply in the subconscious, most people are not aware of it. And it's this thing that's running us. It's a programming that's installed in your brain, and it's affecting your financial results.
Yeah. Thanks, Mac, for that. If you got it, I want you guys to type money blueprint in the comment box because it's a very key piece to it. You might be extremely good at what you're doing, but for some reason, If you're not really able to hold the money, maybe you need to reprogram the money blueprint. Please come to our Millionaire Mind Intensive. You can actually see Mac do the magic live on a 3-day program. Okay,
Yeah.
Mac, the next question. You are a big emphasis on creating multiple streams of passive income. I know you've done that for yourself. Can
Yeah.
you share with the audience why it is very, very important to build multiple streams of passive income? And what is passive income? Start with that.
Thank you very much. What is passive income? So passive income is where you create a situation where your expenses are covered without you working. So if you can create a situation where you've got income coming in passively, in other words, you're not working 9 to 5, you're not working all these hours to make that money, but it's covering your expenses so you can live a life you want. Some people call that when your passive income is greater than your expenses, now you have financial freedom. You're not tied to a job. You're not tied to a boss. You're not tied to the bank. You're not tied to anyone. And I've been saying this. So for me, I created financial freedom through passive income many years ago. And for the past 10 years, I've been saying this to people. Yes, you can have a job, but make sure you have other things that you've set up, whether it's real estate or stocks or cryptocurrency, doesn't matter what it is, but have something that will support you. Because I've said the markets and the economy changes. And when it changes, for some people, it'll catch them with their pants down.
Yeah.
And some people listened and took action. And some people did nothing at all in the last 10 years, and it's happened.
Yeah.
I've been through so many, I think 3 economic recessions.
Yeah. And
when I went to broke, I realized that, hey, there's got to be a better way to do this. So I've studied all of this. So passive income, you can create passive income. The first thing to do is, like Suren said, fix the mind. Come to the Millionaire Mind Intensive, fix this first. The second thing is then study other passive income vehicles. And there are many: real estate, internet marketing, affiliate marketing. There are so many. There's cryptocurrency, there's stocks, there's so many. But the key thing is get the mind right, pick a vehicle, get that vehicle working. Now let it run in automatic. Once that's running, pick another vehicle and get that running in automatic. So I have various passive income streams. So when this economic thing hit, this pandemic, this whatever it is hit, I'm not really worried about money, because I have got other income sources, right? And so everybody must go to the MMI, get this right, and then get on that vehicle, choose which vehicle is going to create financial freedom for them.
Thank you, Mac, because this information kind of opened my head first time I got it, because today I build multiple streams of income. My main income success Gyan is trainings. We are not doing trainings because of the pandemic, but doesn't matter. I have other vehicles where the money is coming in. So we're not getting worked up. People who got this, really life is sorted. Guys, if you really get this, I want you guys to type passive income in the comment box, because you need to find multiple vehicles which can give you cash flow without you being there. That's what Mac is trying to say. And for people watching, Mac is 50 years old. I know it doesn't look like that, because he does 12 hours training non-stop for 3 days. His energy is super, super high. Then I got to know that he's a Taekwondo champion, national champion in UK. Can you share about that, Mac, your martial arts journey? How does it help you? When did you start? Can you share about that?
When did I start? Okay, thank you very much. So I've been practicing in the martial arts for more than 37 years now. I started at the age of 13. And I told you earlier on that, growing up in London, South London, in fact, some people were tempted to bully me and beat me up. And so I took up the martial arts, and it was one of our teachers in school. Every lunchtime, I would go and practice judo with him. And then I got my black belt with him. So that's how I started. And for some reason, I never gave it up. It's one of the constants in my life that I carried on doing. And even when I started work, maybe I stopped for maybe 2 years or so, but it was always drawing me back. And so I've used martial arts to keep me fit, to keep me disciplined. But for the last 20 years, I've trained under the tutelage of Grandmaster Trevor Nichols, who teaches Taekwondo. And I was very fortunate and lucky to find him, because he's one of the world's grandmasters, one of the best in the world. And so he pushes me. I listen to him. And it's not only the physical, but also the discipline around life.
Yeah.
And that discipline around life, I think, has helped me throughout, from the age of 13 onwards, to be more confident, more certain. Because I was a very quiet child, a very small child, very quiet. So it was easy for me to be picked on. But when I started learning martial arts, that stopped. That stopped. And I felt, and here's the thing, you know, when you have a teacher, instructor like Grandmaster Nichols, and you go into the dojang, we call it, the studio to work out.
Yeah.
And if I have not practiced, if I have not prepared, within a few short moves, he knows.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I'm always practicing, getting myself in a place where I can demonstrate. And yes, I may make a mistake, but he'll coach me to fix it. But if I haven't practiced at all, he would know that there's a problem here. So, you know, I like people like that around me, and I intentionally go and train with them because it's a conditioning process. It's a part of the discipline. It's part of the way of life for me. Martial arts is a way of life for me.
Yeah.
In terms, and we have certain tenets or principles in Taekwondo: perseverance, never give up, perseverance, self-control. So always being, you know, you can have a small person who is facing a big person, and that big person can easily destroy that small person. So they teach us self-control. How can you, if you are the boss and you are looking after these people, it's easy to shout and belittle them.
Yeah.
But can you control yourself that you are a human and they are a human? And it forces you to get rid of the ego down, and care about others.
Thank you, Mac. And Mac, can you tell us, you're a black belt. What black belt number are you? And when did you become a champion? Can you just share about that?
Oh yeah. Let me see. I was a UK champion in judo when I was in my teen as a teenager. I was in judo, and I was a UK champion in taekwondo, which I've been studying for the last 20 years. That would be about 15 years ago now. 15 years ago. So so right now I'm a fifth Dan black belt. So I have my fifth black belt. And let me tell you something about discipline. I'll tell you a story. You know, so right now I'm training for my sixth black belt.
Okay.
Do you know how many years I have to train in order to get my sixth black belt?
No idea. How many years?
5 years.
Wow.
5 years. Wow. It's not like I can just show up and go and take the test. No. I have to show up in the gym, work out. My instructor's watching me. I've got to make sure I'm helping other people. I'm getting involved. But the 5 years of solid training to go and take the test, right? And you can't just make it up the week before. It will not work. So when we talk about that level of training, it's like an Olympic runner who says, I want to win the gold medal at the next Olympics. Yeah. Now, this is year zero. I mean, they've got 4 years to train for if you're a runner, the gun goes, and in those 10 seconds, you better be ready.
Yep.
And so I say to people, if you want to be great, if you want to have a better business, if you want to be financially successful, imagine you're going to run an Olympic race and you're going to train for 1 year, 2 years, and you're getting better. Make sure you have coaches around you, because when it's time to go, those people who have listened in the last few years are in a better situation now. Yep. Because now this COVID lockdown thing has hit, and those who hadn't prepared now suddenly stuck and thinking, what am I going to do?
Yep.
It's forced them to do something.
Yep.
As opposed to do nothing. It's a wake-up call. So I think the world is going through a shift, a realignment, whether it's forced or not forced, but that realignment I think is going to wake people up to do better with their life or do better with their families and never have that situation again, those who wake up to it.
Yeah. Thank you, Mac. What you shared was actually pure gold. If people get that, they will get ready so that they don't wait for something to really hit them and they start learning.
Yeah.
Mac, I know that you have a financial coach. I know you have a health coach. I know you have a martial arts coach. And can you share with the audience why a coach is very, very important in today's world?
Great question. What? Okay, let me start with this point. Let me start with this point. The first point is this. Nobody needs a coach.
Okay.
That's the first point. The second point is this. If you want to be better than you are right now, if you want to be world class, if you want to be excellent, if you don't want to be average, then you need a coach.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If you just want to come home every day, drink beer, watch TV, live like a potato and do nothing, you don't need a coach. Yeah. But if you know deep inside of you, there is a bigger, better person waiting to play a bigger game, help more people, do something with their family, then for me, coaches helped. And I'll give you 3 words. The 3 key words are this, that a coach, I believe, will give you: clarity, yep, focus, accountability. Yep. Those 3 things for me leads to a form of discipline. So whether I'm training with Master Nichols in Taekwondo, whether it's my financial coach, or whether it's my business coach, or whether it's my health coach, it gives me clarity in terms of, okay, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. Okay, so now they're going to help me to get clarity on that. What does that look like? How is it going to happen? What are the steps? So they will now hold my hand towards that. Now, because they're holding my hand towards that, I know which path I'm going down. Am I more focused or less focused? Yeah. I'm more focused. I'm not getting distracted by all these shiny objects, another shiny object, because this is what I said I want. So now they keep me focused. And the biggest thing above all is accountability. Yeah. Who is holding you accountable? Because if there's nobody holding you accountable, in my world, what I know is that I just let myself off. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, I'll do it next week. Yeah. But when my coach, I know I'm having a call with my coach tomorrow, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure it's ready, to make sure that I'm on, that keeps me on the path. So if you want to grow exponentially, then you must have a coach to get you there. Why do some of the world's biggest sports stars, athletes, even celebrities, even politicians have a coach beside them? Why? Because that coach sees something that they don't see. Yeah. Why does the top player in golf have a coach? Yeah. Because, yeah, they're the top player. They're better than their coach. But a coach is pointing out angles that they don't see so they can get better and better and better.
I think, Mac, the way you answer that question is brilliant. Guys, if you get it, clarity, focus, accountability, 3 reasons why you need a coach to excel in an area which you want to excel. Or else you can't do it on your own. That's why you need a coach. That was brilliant, Mac. That was really, really brilliant. Okay, I know you're a world-class trainer, sort out.
Thank you.
And people really invite you. Every country wants you here. But I also know that you help business owners to scale. Really help business owners across the world. You are also awarded UK's #1 executive coach. You were given for UK, the whole of UK. How did that start? Can you share that journey?
Oh, the journey from where I was to becoming a coach?
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is what happened. Because I'd failed in business, right? I failed in business, and I then found the way, through all the studies I've done, all the actions I've taken, I found a way to actually fix my business, and then I sold it. When I sold it, I started investing in real estate property. I started other businesses. But what happened was that other people kept asking me, Matt, can you help me with my business? Yeah. So I started just talking to them and working one-on-one with them, and eventually that one-on-one became 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 30. And now it's 1 to thousands at sometimes. And so that journey was, it's just, I think the world, God in synchronicity says, I actually failed for a reason. Yep. I failed for a reason, so that when someone is going down the wrong path and they're failing, I can see it and I know how to help them because I've done it so many times. And so I was doing that a lot in the UK. I was training so many people in the UK and Europe. And then the award, then someone nominated me for this award. I didn't know about it. And suddenly, hey, Mac, you've been nominated And so I went along, because after working with thousands of business owners, helping them to turn around their business, and typically I help them to grow their business, their sales specifically, between 20% and 200% in less than 6 months. Any figure between that, some I'll grow like 60% or 100% because of the principles of accountability and clarity and focus, all the stuff that I teach. And so I went along to the awards evening. I was there, and my wife was with me, and I nominated, so I'm there, sitting there waiting. And then they announced my name as the #1 executive coach of the whole of the United Kingdom. And I sat there for a while because it didn't sink in. And my wife said, "That's you." So I stood up and I walked to the stage, and I wasn't expecting anything. So I didn't prepare a speech.
Okay.
But I realized that at most awards evenings, you must make sure you thank people.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm there and I'm thanking this person, and thanking this person, and thanking my clients. And do you know what I forgot to thank?
Linda.
What? I forgot to thank my wife.
Awesome.
And my friend was sitting there. My friend Harry was sitting there. Mac, Linda. Oh yes, and above all, I want to thank Linda, because without Linda, there is no way I'd be doing what I do and helping people. She's been a rock. She's been so much support. And so, so it's a fabulous story. And I've won many awards since then. But that story is like, when I forget, whenever you win, whoever's made a big difference to your life, make sure you thank them. That's why I'm always thanking people.
Yeah. Mac, I love the number you said, 20% to 200% in 6 months. That's like,
less than 6 months. Yeah.
All the business owners friends who are watching now, COVID has disrupted businesses, right?
Yeah.
Today, your advice to all business owners, what should they do to navigate through these testing times?
Okay, very good question. Yeah, it has affected everybody. I'll tell you what I've told my clients, and I'll say the thing. There are 3 scenarios of what's happened with lots of businesses. I'll give you the 3 scenarios. The first scenario is that, I'll tell you what I told my clients. The first thing is this. I said to them, here is a cash flow forecast. I want you to take this cash flow forecast, and I've already designed it with formulas and everything. I want you to put your numbers in, top line numbers, sales, revenue, everything that's projected to come in. And if it's a 0, put 0, it doesn't matter. The bottom line numbers in terms of your expenses, your marketing, your internet, your telephone, your everything, put them all in. And look at the numbers at the bottom, and look at, and I want you to do that for the whole of 2020. So do it from January, February, March, and you'll notice something happened in March, April, May, June. You'll notice, fine, just accept it. And project it right the way through the year. Imagine the government says, okay, we're going to come out of lockdown slowly from July or from August or September. Put the numbers in. And what this will tell you is this. There's 3 scenarios. One is, the first one is I must pivot my business.
Okay.
So maybe I was doing things we've had people who had restaurant businesses. Yep. So pivot means now they focus more on they can't get people in the restaurant, but they focus on takeaways and delivering. So they pivoted their business. I can give you many scenarios. Now, one was pivot. The other one is because of you see the numbers, you've got to say, okay, I have a type of business where I can't pivot. So all I can do is ride the wave and wait. All I can do is wait. But at least you know what your expenses are every single month. What's going out, because you know what's going out, because nothing coming in, you can say, okay, I need to borrow some money for the next 6 months. I need to go to the bank and borrow this money. I need to go and see my friends, my family, just to help me for these few months, 6 months, whatever. And then just wait till you can trade again.
Yeah.
The third scenario is, because of these numbers, you're not going to be existing in 3 months or 6 months. You're not going to exist at all. Yep. So I want you to come from an objective, logical reasoning, not emotional. Because business is business. Business is designed to make a profit. Yep. And these numbers will tell you, don't come from an emotional point of view. And you can say, objectively, I can see now, if this continues in 3 months, I don't have a business. Now you can make a decision to start something else, do something else. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so what I was trying to do with my clients is get them unemotionally attached to the business, so they don't drain their energy and worry every single day. And I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But if you come from a point that business is designed to make a profit, it's better off than what are your neighbors going to think? What would people think if I lose my business? You see, many people who haven't been to your training, Suren, have put their identity as, I am the managing director of this. Yeah. That's their identity. Yeah. Now, if that identity is taken away, now they feel naked.
Yep.
Right. So my point is this: don't be that, because if you've created a successful business before, and you realize that this one is ended, you didn't do it. COVID did it. Whoever did it, the government decision, whatever did it. Now it's time to move on, and you can do it again.
Yeah.
That's
Mac, that was a brilliant piece. See the real numbers and take one of the three options, which is the only way to go forward. As you said, no, Mac, I know a lot of people, business owners, they always say that this is the only thing I know. This is what I've been doing for 10 years. Correct? Yeah. But it's time they need to come out of the shell, because it is not going to work anymore. The numbers say that. And the numbers say something new. That's the truth. And Mac, thanks for putting it in such a way that people get it. You remove the emotion, see the numbers the way it has to be seen, and take one of the three decisions, because there's no other option in the table. It's one, two, three. Thanks, Mac. Thanks for the way you put it across. Okay, I want to ask this question, because I think you're the right person to answer this question. We have met hundreds of people. When we ask the question, how many people want to be successful? Everybody put their hands up. Okay, we know that less than 1% people are actually successful. Can you share with us, why is that? What is the mindset this 1% people have to become successful? Why do the 99% don't do it, though they want to become successful? Can you share us that?
Good question. Good question. It's a very good question. You're really asking me some tough questions there, which is good. All right. So why do some people become ultra successful and others don't? Now, I think it depends what you term as success. Let's talk about financial success, for example. Okay. Let's start with that, because that's what I talk about. That's what I teach: business success, financial success, wealth creation. For me, there are three key things. One is, what is the purpose, your purpose? What are your values? And what are the actions that need to be taken? So what do I mean by that? Many people see someone doing very well on the internet, so they jump onto internet marketing. Yeah. And sometimes they see someone else doing well in stocks. Oh, stocks must be an answer. So they jump onto stocks. Or real estate, and somebody is doing well as an IT programmer, so IT programming must be the answer. For me, that is short-lived. You can go and do that. And I'll give you a story. Many years ago, when I first started my first company, I went into, this was the year 1999, going into 2000. And e-commerce was big, internet was big, And so I started an internet e-commerce IT company, and I did it for money. Yep. So I wanted to leave my job. So I did it for money. After 2 years, 3 years, that passion I had for that business started dying. Yep. And it was stressing me out. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want a customer complaints. I just wanted to run away. And my business started failing, okay? And things became disastrous. What I've realized that now, and since then, is purpose, values, action. What is my purpose? And my purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose. What is your purpose? Because once you know what your purpose is, then it will allow you to go for what you want to go for, knowing that there will be challenges on the way. But because you're living purposefully, the challenges, you'll find a way to overcome them. You'll read this book, you go to this seminar, you'll ask this mentor, you'll find a way. But when it's not driven by purpose, it's driven by money, the greed of money will actually take over your life. And then you'll start suffering health-wise and everything else. So people say, Mac, why do you say purpose instead of passion? You see, passion is okay, and passion is short-lived. Passion will get you going for a little while, but purpose will take you for eternity.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever been passionate about something and passion, and after a little while, that passion comes down? That's passion. But purpose is internal. It's your why. It's your God-given why you are on this earth. So you must have a purpose for your life, a purpose for your business. And once you understand that, and you say, okay, what do I value? What's most important to me? What's the thing I really value? And you know me, I value my family, I value my time, I value money, I value people, I value humanity. So I value education. And so from my purpose, I'll look at the next pillar, which is my values, and I'll live my life according to my values, and I'll set my goals according to my values. Many people say they're passionate about money, they go and do this and that with no purpose, with no values. And when people don't achieve their goals, it's because their goal and their values are not aligned. It's not aligned. And because when it's not aligned, then you're chasing yourself forever.
Yep.
When your purpose is clear, when your values are clear, setting the goals becomes easier. And that's what will get you into taking the right action. Yep. Because when the purpose is not clear, the values are not clear, people take some kind of action. Oh, I'll get this job, it pays the bills. Or I won't do anything today. Because there is no alignment. Yep. And so I don't know if I answered your question here, but I think that's why people give up, because they are lost.
That was bang on, Mac. 3 things: purpose, values, action. And if you can find that and go, you can be that 1% people who can really be successful. I want you guys to type purpose, values, action. That was brilliant, Mac. Mac, we can't end the conversation without talking about one gentleman. And he's very special for both of us and for a lot of trainers in India. We're talking about the one and only Blair Singer. He's your mentor and teacher. Oh, can you share your experience with Blair and what influence Blair has had on you?
Wow, thank you very much, Suren. You know, 2005, when I was lost, you know, in 2004, Harveka took me through MMI. I started finding myself financially and well-being and everything. 2005, and in January 2005, Harveka got through one of these programs, got me to understand what my mission and purpose is. I had no clue. It was actually a program I didn't want to go to. I didn't see the point. But once I got that clarity, here's clarity again. Once I got that clarity, in around June of 2005, that same year, 6 months later, I was introduced to Blair Singer in Canada at one of these programs. And this small guy walks onto the stage, and I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, who's this guy? What is he going to? And I'll tell you, he just blew my mind. You know, there's a saying, when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Yep. And I've studied with, and all the stuff that came out of his mouth just hit me right here. Yeah. And I realized what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah. Because you get into his world and you cannot be small anymore. Yeah. You cannot pretend to be small, because somehow he finds that thing in you that ignites you to be your bigger self. Yeah. And so I feel very blessed that I met him. You know, God is wonderful in a sense that synchronicity happens. And if I hadn't failed, I wouldn't have met Harv. If I hadn't failed, I wouldn't have met Richard and Veronica, Suren, all these people, Blair. And so Blair is a reason why I train. Yep. It's a reason why I've now trained hundreds of thousands of people around the world. Yep. Because he forced me not to be small. And I feel blessed that in the last 10 years, we've partnered together. We've done so much work around the world together. And he was my teacher. Now he's a friend and a mentor. You know, it's amazing what he does and the impact, because Blair's mission is to develop leaders. Yep. Because he knows that the more good quality, better leaders we have, the world will be a better place. And so people think, well, he trains people to train. No, he gets you to a place where you live your mission of actually being a leader in order to make a bigger impact and a bigger difference to the whole world, which is fantastic. Not many people I've ever met in my whole life can do that. he can.
Yeah. Okay. I always call him the magician. I call him the master of masters. And there's nobody who can do what he's done. For all the trainers, Rajiv Talreja, Siddharth Rajshekhar, you name it. Everybody owes it to Blair. And wherever, Blair, you are, we are talking about you. Thank you so much for doing what you are. You're a phenomenal human being. We want you to come back to India to do train the trainer. We're just looking forward for him to come back whenever the lockdown opens up. Mac, quick question. How do you think people should handle adversity and fear?
Wow. How you see? Actually, I wrote a book in my business book, Face It and Fix It. Right? Face It and Fix It. It's all about business, but essentially, the title is Face It and Fix It. And essentially, I talk about it in terms of how to handle adversity and fear is to face it.
Yeah.
You know, and so when I give the description of the cash flow forecast and put the numbers in, now you can't pretend. You can't tell me, I've got no money in the bank. I've got no money coming next month. Tell me what the real facts are. Now it forces you to face it. I've got to pay these bills. I've got to do this. So to handle adversity and fear is to face it head on. When I was being bullied by bullies in South London, I had to face it. And I made it from a responsible position to go and train in martial arts. I was facing it. So I realized throughout my whole life, every time I've faced it, not run away from it, that's when the better results have shown. So fear will always be there. Adversity will come in and out of your life. Right now, people are facing adversity. They've had a slap in the face.
Yep.
Some people had that slap in their face 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and they made decisions then.
Yep.
20 years ago, they made decisions then. Some people have to make decisions now. In this book here, The Millionaire Moment, which I published this year, The Millionaire Moment, talks about how I faced adversity from being broke over $100,000 in debt to becoming a millionaire. It was a moment. So right now, the moment for me was sitting in the car, going through this breakdown with my hands on the wheel. It was a moment in time that changed everything. So everybody listening right now and say, okay, this is my moment. What do I need to do now? What can I do now to change my situation? Face it and fix it.
Yeah. I love it. Guys, if you get it, I want you guys to have face it and fix it. Love it, Mac.
You're
okay,
welcome.
Mac, we are going to dive into a tradition we have in Success Talks where we are going to dive into a rapid fire. Before we go to rapid fire, for people who are watching like this, a lot of people ask, where are the other Success Talks where they can watch? We did a Success Talks with Blair, Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy. If you really want to watch these Success Talks, you need to go to Success Gyan's YouTube channel, subscribe it. All the Success Talks are loaded. Please go get inspired and share it to your audience. Mac, are you ready for your rapid fire?
Okay, go for it. Let's see. I better be ready.
Okay, we're going to run through this very fast.
Okay.
One person who's your biggest inspiration?
My father, my parents. Yeah, my father, my parents. Because I think they came to the UK from Ghana with nothing in their pocket, and they created a middle-class life for themselves. So I think that's inspirational. When you know nothing, you have nothing, but you build something up. So big inspiration, my father, my mom as well, my parents.
Awesome. Your favorite holiday destination?
Oh, that's a tough one. You know, I love traveling. I love seeing new cultures. The Caribbean, we go to the Caribbean every couple of years. For me, it's the turquoise blue sea, the nature. I mean, the food. For me, I love, the Caribbean for me is really great.
Caribbean. Okay. I know you're a big Arsenal fan. Okay, what I'm going to choose. If not Arsenal, which other club?
What? Are you crazy? No.
That's a trick question. That's a trick question. If not Arsenal, which other club? Let's take Arsenal from the mix.
Oh my goodness. I can't answer that. I mean, it's Arsenal or I'm a neutral.
Okay.
I think it's Arsenal or I'm just gonna. I love football. I love Arsenal. If I'm not supporting Arsenal, I'm just gonna be neutral and just enjoy the game. I think I can't see it.
I thought so. It was a trick question. I thought I'll pull out one more club's name, but you're going to get away with that. No problem. Your all-time favorite quote?
The all-time favorite quote. In the moment of decision, your destiny is shaped.
Wow.
And I first heard that from Tony Robbins when I was going through my struggles. In the moment of decision, your destiny is shaped. This book here, The Millionaire Moment, when I wrote this book last year and published it this year, I even forgot about that quote. But after I finished it, I thought there was a moment where I made a decision to change my life. That moment, I was sitting in the car, sobbing, crying, feeling sorry for myself. And so that quote, so I know whenever I feel I face adversity and things are not going right, that quote, in the moment of decision, your destiny is shaped. What's the decision I need to make right now for my destiny?
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you so much. Your first crush.
Oh my goodness. My first crush. I suppose in primary school there was a girl. I can't remember her name. I can't remember her fully, but I remember she was kind. She was gentle, and is someone I wanted to stay around. So I suppose in primary school. In secondary school, I went to an all-boys school. I had no crush there, but in primary school, there was a girl. I can't even remember her name, but some people are just so. I think she was so nice to me. That's what it was.
Okay. Your one-line definition of discipline.
One-line definition of discipline. Okay. This is what I'll say. Do what you're supposed to be doing, whether someone's watching or not.
Wow.
Do what you're supposed to be doing, whether it's anybody's. Yeah, I think that's discipline for me. Why do I work out when nobody's watching? Why do I practice stuff when no one's watching? It's because I want that. So that for me, that's discipline. Whether someone is there or I don't care. Anyone's going to say, I know. Why do I eat a certain way? Why do I drink a certain way? I'm not really interested in, because I want a certain result. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
That was really profound. Your first job.
At the age of 16, I worked in a supermarket as a shelf stacker. I used to stack the shelf at the age of, that was my first job as a shelf stacker. In the supermarket.
Wow. Okay, one hobby which you have not shared in the public yet.
One hobby. Oh, one of the that I haven't shared. I like football. I like taekwondo. What I love board games. I don't know. Board games, Scrabble and Ludo. I love board games. And my family and I, we play. Sometimes they don't want to play, but I love it. So they'll come and we'll do it. Cash flow game. All these. I love board games, and so every week we kind of playing board games. That's one of the things. Board games.
Awesome. Your one-line definition of success.
My one-line definition of success. Always do what makes you happy, as long as it serves you and humanity.
Wow. That was really perfect.
Yeah. Always do what makes you feel happy, as long as it serves you and humanity. I think for me, that would be success.
Wow. If you just had to give one line advice to all the listeners, what would that be? Just one line.
You're not asking easy questions. We're living in a world where, for a lot of people, they've come to a realization that things change. So I think change is constant.
Okay.
Change is constant. So prepare now. Change is constant. So prepare now. That's the one sentence I'll say, because when you prepare now, some people said to me, someone asked me some time ago, and I said during this COVID, I said, now is when personal development happens.
Yep.
It's not when you're sitting in the seminar room. Now you're faced with this challenge and this business, this life. Now your personal development has started. Now it started.
Yep.
So change is constant. So prepare now.
Wow. Okay. If you have to describe Mac Attram in 3 words, what would that be? Just 3 words.
I think calm, humble, caring.
Awesome. I have much more adjectives for you, but since 3 words, we restricted. No problem.
And I think another one, 3 is hard. I think discipline comes in there somewhere as well.
Discipline, honor. I can go on and on and on. Okay.
Yeah.
Your last rapid fire, 200 years from now, how do you want the world to remember you?
200 years. Wow. It's not even 5 years, 200 years. He made a difference to humanity. He made a big difference to humanity.
I'm sure the world is going to remember you like this, Mac. Okay, before we give you the final 2 questions, for people watching here, I will catch you guys next Sunday at 5 p.m. with one more edition of Success Talks, because we do this once a week at 5 p.m. as a Facebook Live. Your last 2 questions, Mac, because we're almost finishing the 1 hour. Your big vision in life. What's your big vision in life?
You know, my vision, good question. My vision is always aligned with my mission. So as I said, purpose, mission comes first for me. And so to inspire, educate, and empower people to live a life of joy, courage, passion, and purpose, that's my mission. So the vision for that is, how many lives can I impact then based on my mission? So what do I see? And the reason why I train, the reason why I do webinars, the reason why I write books and all this, I think however many years, my big vision in life is to impact not hundreds of thousands of lives, which I've done, but to impact millions of lives globally. I think that's my vision, to impact millions of lives globally.
Guys, I need a small favor from you. I know you guys got inspired. 60 minutes was pure gold from Mac. One small favor. I want you guys to start sharing this across your social media handles, because we want your friends and family to get inspired. Mac, your closing remarks before we let you go. What do you want to tell the audience before we let you go?
Wow. Thank you very much, Suren. What I'll say is I think it's important to find and live the life you were born to live. Why? Because it will make you happier. It will make you more fulfilled, and the money will follow that. Many people get it the wrong way around. They go and chase the money, then they start suffering health-wise or stress or all the rest of it. Then they choose to live a happier life. Now, so it's very important, and I know you provide courses for people to do that, to find and live the life you are born to live. It will make you happier, more fulfilled, and the money will follow as well. So I think that's my closing remark. If you can do that, you'll be happier.
Thank you, Mac. It's always great talking to you. Having a conversation with you really charges me. Super inspiring to know your journey. I really wish you the best of health, wealth, and happiness. I really want you to go out, inspire more people, help more business owners to scale. I would love to see you soon in India when you welcome back for the trainings to open up. Really looking forward. Thank you guys for watching. I am sure it was inspirational. Start sharing to your friends and family. I will see you guys next week in one more edition of Success Talks with Suren next Sunday at 5 p.m. Thank you, Mac. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you. See you soon. Bye for now.